Morgan Freeman is recognized as one of the most talented actors working in America today. Probably his greatest success was the role for which he won an Oscar nomination as the devoted chauffeur in Driving Miss Daisy.
You took the wrong turn at Opelika.
Well, now, you took it with me, Miss Daisy. And you got the map.
In his new film, The Shawshank Redemption, Freeman plays a prison inmate serving a life term and struggling to keep his hope alive.
I don't think I could make it on the outside, Andy. I've been in here most of my life. I'm an institutional man now.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
And Morgan Freeman, welcome back to Today. Good to see you.
Thank you, Matt. Good morning.
People are going to see trailers for this film, and true, it is a movie about prison life. But it's more than that, isn't it? It's a movie about life inside and outside walls.
Yes. Well, yeah. It touches on something that we seldom hear about with people who spent a lot of time in institutions, and that is being institutionalized, not being able to get rid of those walls even if you're turned loose.
We talk a lot today about institutionalization versus rehabilitation, and this movie really cuts the line clearly between the two of those things. Tell me about your character, Red. Which is he?
Well, I think he's a redeemed person who, without the help of this good friend, would be totally institutionalized. Now, what happens with the institutionalized is they're high on the list of recidivists. You know, you get out, the world has changed. It's beyond your ability to cope with, and the safest thing is to get back behind bars. That's the safest thing. So either consciously or unconsciously, they do something to go back.
Red is a guy, an inmate, serving a life term, as we said, who has hope, but I think he's also afraid, isn't he, that hope will be his undoing?
Well, I think he kind of knows it after a while, because in the picture we see that he goes up for parole a couple of times, and this is after he's served 20, 30 years in prison, and he's rejected. So I think, yeah, that's kind of stamped out of you.
Hope is one of the overriding themes of this movie. Let's take a look at you and Tim Robbins in The Shawshank Redemption.
There's something inside that they can't get to, that they can't touch. It's yours.
What are you talking about?
Hope.
Hope. Let me tell you something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane. It's got no use on the inside. You better get used to that idea.
Is it possible to do a movie like this and shoot this type of a film without changing your opinion or altering your opinion at all about the prison system that we now have in this country?
I think it's probably impossible to get involved in any situation involving prisons and not get a better idea of what's going on. I mean, you have to change your opinion maybe if you think prisons are what they ought to be. I, for instance, don't.
Your character also narrates this movie. By being the thread that runs through the film, is it easier for you then to develop the character when you're on camera?
No, it's two separate, they're two separate entities. I mean, there's the narrator who is working from somewhere way down the line, and then there's the actual action, and they don't, to me, they don't combine, they don't mix.
Is it difficult using only your voice when it comes time to do the narration to express the same types of thoughts and emotions that you can use your body, your face, and your voice with when you're on camera?
Matt, nothing's difficult.
Really?
Really.
It comes that easily?
Yeah.
Which is terrific to know. You've obviously done some directing. Want to get back and do more of that?
I expect I will at some point, but I don't bill myself as a director. I'm still an actor.
There was a movie that we mentioned in the intro, Morgan, that a lot of people know you for and love you for, and that was that of the chauffeur in Driving Miss Daisy opposite Jessica Tandy. She obviously passed away and meant so much to so many people. I'm just wondering if I can ask you your impressions of her.
Look at her. She's a lovely lady. Known her, being a New York actor, you know Jessica Tandy, Hume Cronin, they're like the lots, you know. Having a chance to work with her is like a feather in my cap, big feather in my cap, because we have a sort of a historical connection.
We are back talking with Morgan Freeman, whose movie The Shawshank Redemption opens Friday in limited theaters across the country, and it's a good one. Get out and see it. We've got some people outside, Morgan, who want to talk to you. Kiosk questions, as we like to call them. First, we have Brenda from Kentucky. Brenda, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Freeman.
Good morning.
What's your question?
My question is, I have young sons that loved you in your role as Robin Hood in the movie Robin Hood, and I'd like to know what your favorite character that you portrayed is.
This isn't for your young son, is it?
No, this is for me.
My favorite character was the character Fast Black in Street Smart.
It's not exactly for the younger audience.
No.
All right, Brenda, thanks very much. Kevin from Ohio has stepped up to the kiosk right now. Kevin, what's your question?
Yeah, I was wondering what type of research that did you do to prepare yourself for the role in Glory? That was one of my favorite movies.
We had to learn, a lot of us have, in that picture, had been in the military, and what we had to relearn a military attitude, because it was very different during the Civil War than it is in today's Army. That was most of the research we had to do, how to handle those weapons and how the maneuvers were done, primarily.
Kevin, thank you very much. Let's step Russ up to the kiosk right now. Russ from California. Russ, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your question?
Was it your impression that Jessica Tandy's acting ability came as a natural talent, or did she have to work very hard at it?
No, she didn't work hard at it at all. I mean, it was natural for her, I think. She didn't seem to put forth a whole lot of effort. She came ready all the time.
All right. Thank you very much. We have a person now from San Francisco. I didn't quite catch the name. I'm sorry.
My name's Ned.
Oh, hi, Ned. What's your question?
I'd like to ask Mr. Morgan, how did you get into the show business, and what was your very first role?
A loaded question. Very first role, very first paying role, very first amateur role, very first what?
Well, just whatever the first, I mean, how did you decide that you were going to be an entertainer and get into that form of work?
When I was in high school, I was very active in all kinds of entertainment. I was with music and the band and the glee club and the drama club and all that sort of thing. And I knew then that I was going to be an actor. And my very first professional role, I don't remember.
Well, we're glad you're there, and thanks a lot for being yourself.
We repeat the same thing. Thanks for being with us, Morgan Freeman.
It's been a pleasure.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.